Hello, everyone, and welcome to Oxley's Grandpa Storytime. Tonight, I want to tell you a secret about a lion, but not just any lion. Oh no, this lion had a mane like spun gold, a roar that could shake the baobab trees, and a fear so big it made his whiskers tremble. You see, Leo the lion was afraid of the dark. Can you believe it? The king of the savanna, scared of shadows. Every night when the sun went to sleep, Leo would hide in his den, counting the seconds until morning. But one evening, something happened, something that would change Leo forever. It all began with a tiny cry for help from his bravest, smallest friend. So curl up close and let's journey to the African grasslands where fireflies flicker like fairy lights and courage hides in the most unexpected places. This book is called The Scaredy-Cat Lion. Let's begin. Every evening, when the sun dipped below the acacia trees, painting the savanna in golden light,
Hello?
Little Toto the meerkat would scamper up to Lion Leo's den. "Come watch the sunset with me," he chirped. But Leo would only press himself deeper into the shadows of his cave, his big paws trembling. "Not when darkness follows," he'd whisper. All the animals knew Leo was different from other lions. While his cousins prowled proudly through the midnight grasslands, Leo feared even the tiniest shadow. The mere hoot of an owl would send his fluffy tail puffing up like a feather duster. One evening, as violet twilight spread across the land, a terrible crack echoed through the valley.
Help
Leo's
me.
ears shot up just in time to hear Toto's tiny voice crying, "Help! The old baobab branch fell. I'm stuck in Dark Hollow." Leo's heart pounded like a drum. Dark Hollow, the deepest, gloomiest ravine in the savanna, his worst nightmare. Memories flashed of being a lost cub in a stormy night, alone in the endless dark. But Toto's frightened whimpers cut through his fear. Taking a deep breath that made his whiskers quiver, Leo stepped out of his den. I have to try," he told himself, though his knees knocked together like coconuts in the wind. Step by trembling step, Leo crept toward the ravine. The shadows seemed to reach for him with inky fingers. "It's just shadows," he panted. "Just shadows." When a nightjar suddenly screeched, Leo nearly jumped clean out of his magnificent mane. At last, he reached the edge of Dark Hollow. There below, barely visible in the gloom, was poor Toto, pinned under a gnarled branch, his little face streaked with dirt. You came?" Toto sniffled. With a roar that started shaky but grew stronger, Leo leaped down. His muscles bunched as he heaved the branch aside. Toto immediately scrambled up Leo's leg and buried himself in the lion's fluffy neck. "You're the bravest lion ever," he squeaked. Leo chuckled, his fear melting like morning dew. "Nah, just brave enough for someone small and important." As they walked home, under a sky now sparkling with stars, Leo realized something wonderful. The night wasn't so scary with a friend beside him. In fact, the fireflies dancing in the grass looked like tiny lanterns guiding their way. That night, for the first time, Leo didn't rush back to his den at dusk. He sat with Toto, watching the moon rise over the savanna, his tail curled protectively around his tiny friend as the night chorus of crickets and frogs sang them a lullaby. Leo had learned the greatest lesson of all. True bravery isn't about never being afraid. It's about facing your fears when someone you love needs you most. And from that night on, whenever darkness fell across the grasslands, if you looked very carefully, you might spot a certain golden-furred lion walking proudly through the shadows, with a tiny meerkat riding happily on his back. And so, dear friends, Leo the lion learned something magical that night. That courage, isn't about being fearless. It's about being kind enough to face your fears for someone else. The dark didn't feel so scary anymore, not with Toto's laughter lighting up the night like 1,000 fireflies. So, remember this. Whenever shadows seem too big or the night feels too long, even the bravest hearts sometimes tremble. But love, oh, love makes us stronger than we ever knew. Now, look up at the stars tonight. Who knows? Maybe you'll spot Leo and Toto still wandering the savanna, teaching the moon what it means to be brave. Together. Sweet dreams, my little warriors. Until the next story.